All right, good dawning. Welcome to another episode of Good Dawning. My name is Josh, and used to be Mr. Floyd. And yes, actually, my name is I am, right? I am the light. But the name of my human body is Josh, right? But I am one. I am one that has no name, right? Just like you are. You are one that has no name, theoretically. But welcome, Lean, Tina, grateful. All right. One thing I forgot to pin to the channel. PG, welcome. Damn it, I'm going to create a post for it. Tonight is Brother Thomas's birthday. And if you watch Hershey, the shadow reader, and you know who she is. And if you watch, then you know Brother Thomas, most likely. So I'm going to make a community post. Uh, all right, there. Favor. I'm going to make a community post. And tonight at 8 Central, which is 7 my time, 6 o'clock East. Well, 8 Central would be 8, 7, 6. So 9 o'clock East Coast, 8 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock my time, 6 o'clock West Coast. We'll have a diving celebration for Brother Thomas live on YouTube. So I will post that up. If you know his channel, then check it out. But yeah, so happy birthday to Brother Thomas. And yeah, good stuff. So Angela as well. If you haven't seen Angela's channel, she's been posting at least two. I haven't checked today, or I didn't get a notification. She's been posting her own stuff, and that's amazing. When you go from yeah to nothing to start posting, that's a seed shift within yourself, and so absolutely fantastic, Angela. Beautiful stuff. So yeah, if you have not heard Angelic Angela, then what is wrong with you? I'm going to be most likely listening to Angelic Angela as I drive DoorDash today, but I will listen to her latest video and our last video. Sometimes hearing it a couple of times. I mean, it's pretty amazing. All right, I'm getting invaded by cats here, so there's a cat on the table, so if everything shakes. What's new, right? So yeah, you may even get a tail in the way here, but she's taking down the light too. All right, out of the way, cat. All right, not like a cat doing their thing right in front of us. All right, so let's see what we've got for today. Welcome, guys. Grateful for all of you being here. Yeah, so today we're going to work with Isis. I've got the smoky quartz for we'll do some healing and otherwise, but grateful we'll channel and see who we channel. And thanks, guys, for being here. We are grateful. And yeah, you know, I haven't listened to my channeling in a while, and I listened to the one yesterday, and it was good. They always sound like they make no sense, right? Like they're totally incoherent when I'm channeling, but they're not, and I know that. But it sounds that way, and so I haven't listened to one in a while. I listened to it yesterday, and I know it was coherent. Grateful. All right, so let's see what we got from Goddess Mother Isis. We'll need the book, right? Miracle, welcome, welcome, Maricela. Welcome, Maricela. It takes a moment. So if you've ever done YouTube Live, especially from a phone, if you don't know the chat name, or if you're not used to seeing your little picture there, yeah, you gotta like read it. It's like, wait a minute, what is this? Maricela. There we go. Thank you. Grateful to see you here, and thank you. All right, so let's cut Kuan Yin, or no, Isis. I mean, Kuan Yin's downstairs. All right, so we got a card from Goddess Mother Isis. I don't know what it is yet. Anyone want to? Ooh. All right, where's Neil and Shelly? Since and it's buried in a box, and based on the energy where I'm at, I'm not whipping out, not yet at least, a bunch of my crystals because, yeah. But the smoky quartz healing, yeah, that one's definitely. What I do need to find, and I will go through the box, is the golden healer, but that's a whole nother deal. All right, so Temple of Lapis Lazuli, so Lapis, the Temple of Lapis, goddess of the ancient skies. So you can take a look at the symbolism and the like. Of course, we have the six-pointed, the Jewish stars. You would put Star of David, the six-pointed star, and so two triangles. All right, so Temple of Lapis Lazuli, the Pyramid of Light, Spirit of Isis, the Temple of Black Obsidian, the Temple of Carnelian, the Temple of Lapis Lazuli. There we go. All right. All right. Your soul, the goddess of ancient skies. I will hold this up while I read it. Your soul is very ancient, beloved, and does not only herald from the earth. It holds much special wisdom of star peoples from civilizations far and near. With unique high vibrational awareness, we can help humanity transition from a civilization based in fear to a love based culture. You are guided to come deeper into acceptance of your own inner knowing now. So, what is your own inner knowing? What are you being guided? You're being guided to step from fear into love so that you can guide humanity in love, right? We're first wave, right? Second wave is coming online, and we had certain things that flew into certain things that kind of set off the beginnings of the first wave, right? And we have X's and O's in the sky. That's so they have documentation that has been released to wake them up, right? And it doesn't shock us too much because we're like, all right, we kind of get where we're at, and they are now utilizing traumatic events on planet Earth, or what are waking up different sections of planet Earth, right? We hit it with the 11-9, right? And so when the 11-9 happened, a lot of us started. It took a while, right? But we started to go, wait a minute, something ain't right here. And now they're on the same page, right? With the EpiPen, right? With EpiPens. And how many people take EpiPens, right? Kodachrome. So yeah, so with all of that going on, they're waking up in themselves, right? And so the temple, I'll leave the card up. I don't know why I put that. Temple of Lapis Lazuli Sandra. Good dawning, beautiful soul. Favor and love to everybody, Debs, as well. Whose birthday? My birthday sister. Get right, Sharon, get right with Jesus, for he is the Son of God and died for the cross for our sins. That's favor if you want to believe that. What's a sin, though? If you can tell me exactly what you feel a sin is, somebody else may not. And keep in mind that the Bible, as much as it's great, it was written by man, right? Over a period of time, although there's a lot of synchronicities and symbolism in it. At the same time, what's a sin to you may not be a sin to another. Of course, who knows? But as I look back upon my life, right? It's a sin. Dun, 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 dun. It's a sin. Dun, dun, dun. Right? But nonetheless, what are you saving yourself? What are you being saved from? Do you think Source would throw you away since you're a slice of Source walking around so Source can experience whatever you are as conscious being? So Source realizes that it's in the physical, that it exists, it's creating itself, creating all this so that it knows it exists. If you want to think it's going to throw you away because you thought that, that's fine. But no. And why would Source throw its own energy away? It can't. It can't unsalvation itself. You're a part of Source. So whatever you choose, Source is experiencing. You can become fallen Source or something to that effect, but really it's an open toroidal field. So your interpretation of anybody's interpretation of what they think is a sin is going to be based on their own ethics and their own self, right? So find your own balance. Just do the right thing, but don't burn down the pizza parlor. Whatever you do, do the right thing, but don't burn down the pizza parlor, for crying out loud. Jesus Christ, man, right? That was a old school movie. Right, Witchy, make good choices. Exactly. Make a choice that would make you look like, make these choice of Source, right? If you're going to make a choice, the only choice you can really make, I mean, you can make any choice you want. The idea would be, what would your highest self do, right? We said that the other day. I didn't. Saint Germain did, but I didn't. But I did. The word sin means mistake. We just forgot who we are. It's no, yeah, of course. How are you expected to come to Earth if you are technically born in sin, because sex is sin, but then there's no way to create you otherwise, right? So if that's the case, then you're already stuck in the trap, right? Because you're born into sin. But yet at the same time, there's no other way to create you but then to create sin. And so in that aspect, you enjoy the catch-22 that you've thrown your looping life into, because it'll loop into your physical life as well, right? But yeah, mistake, never thought about that. I don't get movie references. Yeah. Ugh. Favor, guys. All right, let's see what we got. This is the deck. This is the Master Ascension. The deck. This is the Master Ascension Light Code deck, as given to us by by Blindly Inspired, Krista, and given to the universe by Archangel Raphael, Kelly Kaladny. And so somewhere in a box in storage, I have a return address. It says, this was shipped to me from the Archangel Raphael. That's the name of her business, right? All right, so we take top 3 cards as the energies of what we're trying to create here. Voila. All righty. So today is protection, right? There you go. So read into the card which you choose. Know your boundaries. Do you know your boundaries? I don't know. Do you have boundaries? A lot of people don't have boundaries, and then they wonder why they're always tired and getting run over, right? But do you have? I haven't watched any movies past the early 2000s. Most of the references I'm giving are movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I, as well, stopped watching most of, not pretty much all media other than YouTube. The YouTube wake up, right? When you stop watching TV, but then watching YouTube TV, but you're watching other people mirroring what you need to hear, right? But yeah, 2014, when Trump walked off stage and said, "Thank you for making me president." And I turned off the TV. No correlation. Causation does not equal correlation in this point. But I was just going to my room and going to bed. And I turned off the TV and it never went back on. Favor. Love it, love it. Hershey. Hershey, can you do me a favor and post the link for Brother Thomas's party tonight? Please and thank you. Hershey, I'm asking Hershey because tonight, again, as we said, his brother Thomas's 30th birthday, right? And so tonight we're going to celebrate Brother Thomas's 30th birthday, right? And so if you want to join us on Brother Thomas's channel, and he's a really good soul. Really, he's a good soul. And if you want to help celebrate with him, and see if Hershey can put up the link here. Otherwise, I'm going to make a post either way. But if we can get the link up, that would be great. 30th, yes, correct. Maybe 31st, right? We're going to give him a year, but exactly. But yeah, so yeah, it'll be fun. And I got your email there, so definitely as well. But yeah, so protection. So once we see it come through here, I will pin the comment. That way you guys know where to be, or at least his channel. If I don't know if it's posted yet. I think it is. Protection. So again, what are you protecting yourself? What do you need to be protected from? Protection. Know your boundaries. It's protecting yourself, right? How many of us? There we go. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So there is tonight at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock East Coast, 7 o'clock my time, 6 o'clock on the West Coast is the link for Brother Thomas's birthday party. Those of you who we see at the Shadow Reader when she's live, when Hershey's live, let's all go over there and send Brother Thomas some love as he's celebrating his birthday. And he's choosing to celebrate it on YouTube with us, right? And so that's awesome. When somebody wants to share an event in their life that's their solar return on YouTube with us live, it's a gift, right? And so we want to be part of that and re-gift that gift back to Brother Thomas there with some love, right? There we go. All right, so it's pinned down. That's the channel itself. There's no specific link yet for the show. It's not up yet, but 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock East Coast, 8 o'clock Central. But all right, guys, so we need to be protected, right? You protect yourself by knowing your boundaries. It's not you're asking for protection outside of you. It's you creating your own protection by putting up boundaries. When you want to say no, do you say no? When you don't want to go, do you still go? When it doesn't look right to you, are you still stepping into the energy? Boundaries. Ocean, expanding your light body. So we want to expand, and we're not talking about expanding our waistline, right? No, expanding our light body, right? Growing energetically, right? All right. Sacred birthing. Ooh, this is a present card, right? Present, theoretically, and future, if you want to go that way. But generally, the center card in a 3 of all is like your current energy. So right now, and this is fire, right? Because it really fits. Sacred birthing. What are you birthing? I can't birth anything theoretically, not physically. Well, I can, but not like life. Well, I guess I could. I'm not a female, though. But what are you sacredly birthing? I'm sacredly birthing, though, my universe. And that's what we're doing, right? That's the life we're creating, is what we want for ourselves. And so in this case, embracing the future is what we're doing. And exactly where I'm standing right now, my present, I have to be standing in my future in a comboed space, right? I have to trust that my presence is bringing in a better future based on my desires, my wants, my energy that I am spinning inside myself, right? If I'm spinning fear, then I'm going to create a universe that's going to be full of fear, but I'm not anymore. I was actually for a minute, but yeah. All right. It's okay to anyone. Is it okay to anyone who will be asleep? Witchy at 9. It's been nap time for me, but I'll wake up. All right. So choice point. So we're at a choice point, and I know I am. And a lot of us get to these choice points, right? What does you have to make? You'll have to. We're not saying this is the future, right? We're not saying right now, but there's going to be a decision that needs to be made. What is that decision? I cannot answer. You'll have your own decision to make. But by making that decision, of course, remember you are embracing the future when that decision comes in. And of course, make sure that realize that this decision may cause you to expand your light body, right? That means you may have to grow spiritually or step into something energetically. This is nothing that's feeling negative, but stepping into something energetically that's new for you, and it would be new energies as well, right? So when you're expanding your light body, not your we're not turning into Orson Welles here, right? Remember, he used to be thin, and he got really fat, if you want to go. But old school, right? But yeah. All right. Grateful. So number one card is protection. So when whatever's happening for yourself, know your boundaries, stay in alignment with that. There you go. I'm usually up with the birds and down with the sun. I love it. All right, let's see what we get from the Billy Crystals here. And the Daily Crystal card. We'll shove this guy into the deck. That was yesterday's card. All right, let's shuffle Ophigus here. All right, let's see what we got here from the Billy Crystals. Clear quartz. Onto the floor. Tried to flip it over. Clear quartz. Get crystal clear. And not crystal light, right? So get crystal clear on what you want. And then let it come in, right? The thing is, how many of us never even get crystal clear on what we want? So the universe can't even do that, right? If you're not at least somewhat clear, I'm not asking for much, but some sort of knowing what you're looking for there, then exactly. And last but not least, today's number. Today is like Sesame Street, right? We are brought to you by the number, bottom card, 404, error 404, right? But let's see what we get here. All right. Fell out. When card falls out when you're flipping, that's the card, right? Generally speaking. And it's facing me too. It was not upside down or anything else. It literally landed like right in front of my face. To say, and of course Sammy Hagar can, but you can't, right? I can't drive 55, right? So be grateful. There we go. And if you standing, I mean, even if the universe isn't going the way you want, you don't have what you're needing or what have you, or you generally do have what you need, right? But if your universe isn't going as planned, right? Although again, is it going as planned as you want, or is it still going as planned? Can you be grateful, right? That's the question. It's true. We get older, we need less. This is absolutely true. Love chickens, chicken hawk. All right, be grateful. Gratitude, abundance, acceptance, positivity, contentment, reciprocity. Stop dwelling on problems you cannot solve or situations that bring you down. Embrace gratitude and reciprocity for what life offers you and will align you with your soul's desires. So there you go. Embrace the reciprocity of the universe. Let the universe come back to you as well. That's the thing. We keep sitting. If you keep sitting, I do, and I notice it for myself. I have. If anybody generally, keep sitting in the energies of where, what, when, why not, I'm looking for, it's not there, anything but trust and let go, and I believe and honest, and I'm open and I'm accepting, and Anything else? What I'm noticing is it's sending like mixed waves to the universe. I trust that you're going to take care of me. Then you let go. Well, where is it? You just broke the trust. You do that all the time. So the universe is like, oh, fine. Then I have to prove to you that you're creating new energies that want me to prove to you that the universe is full of distrust. Well, if you want the universe full of distrust, or it doesn't work, then yeah. But we do these things. So it's letting go. Sandra, I love that. What do we got there? All right, let's see what we got. Witchy, she still is fear. She still is. I fear her energy from the other side. Ooh, that's interesting to walk into. There will be a join link for anyone who wants to pop in. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you'll see me pop in. So tonight at Brother Thomas's birthday celebraciones, right? So if you want to pop in and say hello and join the live itself, Hershey said there'll be a link available in the chat, so you can jump into StreamYard. So unless you think you can take at least 6 in StreamYard. And even in the basic free one. I used to sleep twice a day, 3 hours each. Oh wow, that's different. Totally different. What are birds? It's gray here every day. LOL. Maybe buzzards. It's gray here. Oh, I'll favor. It's true. We get older. We need less. This is true. My life, Tina. My life goes as life has planned. That's the only way it can go. I mean, even if you're sitting here, like it doesn't seem to be working for me, but it actually probably is. It's just you don't see it because there has to be space for the universe to do its thing, and that's what I'm learning, right? So it's not like it's automatic. It's not like, all right, here's you're transitioning. So next day, it's like one day everything changes, and then like job ends, and the next day, and walk out the front door literally the next day, and like 5 minutes later, it's like, hey, here's your new job. And no, you have to go through things, right? You have to shuffle energies. Well, I just lost chat. ScrewTube having issues again. Yeah, back out and back in. The chat, I've noticed that too. If you go out of YouTube, go back in, or if you go into a live, sometimes there's no chat at all. Sometimes the screen's black. Sometimes it's not black. Sometimes it's black and there's no chat. Sometimes there's chat and a black screen, or a screen and just no chat, right? Or no volume. That's the one too that's been happening now too. Right? Or it'll go live, right? You'll see the live notification, but yet it still says premiering. And you're just sitting there like, or you're just waiting, right? And it just says waiting for, and it's like 10 minutes later, it's live, but it just sits there and says waiting for, and it never actually flips over. I've had that happen too. Yeah, when in doubt, back out and go back in. That's the only way to, and sometimes you have to click all chat and top chat and all chat and top chat and all chat and chop chat, and then finally the chat shows up, right? I have zero idea, but yeah, honestly, and I'm not trying to create this universe, but it could actually happen if I say it, right? Josh has always been right on with it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. My second flaw, thank you, Sandra. Let it be. If you need to solve a problem, ask yourself what is the simplest way to proceed as you call forth the simplest path as it appears. Well, yeah, right. Like I don't know. For me, it's getting out of my own way, right? I see the problem, and then I don't see the solution, and I start to just dwell in the fact that I'm in the problem, and then I don't let go. If I had a choice, all chat or all Josh, I had a choice, all chat or all Josh. Came back in and okay, yeah, it's screwed. YouTube, you know what I'm noticing though? It's not just YouTube. The DoorDash app broke. Like literally, it's never been broken, and I don't know what's going on. And it's not just the DoorDash app, like my web browser on my phone. Lots of little things are. And great today. Welcome to the first day of Murcury Retrograde, right? So between now and basically the end of March, with the back end shadow period. But you know what's weird, and a lot of us will have patterns, right? What is your pattern? My pattern is that change actually occurs during a Mercury retrograde. Don't ask me. I'm not here to understand these things, but the last dozen jobs that I've been through and such, biggest changes in my universe have all happened during a Mercury retrograde, and positive stuff. And we're not just talking negative, but yeah. So it's like, all right, so I'm going for an interview on a Mercury retrograde day. First day of Mercury retrograde. But in my universe, now everybody's universe is different. That's actually a positive. It's weird. And some Mercury retrogrades aren't as, like I noticed, yeah, technology wise, it's been a pain in the ass already because I've been like resetting, like literally every dash I've had to reset my phone and like turn it off, turn it back on. So reset the dash app because it's locking up and stuff like that. But and that's expected. But yeah, actually, in some cases, Mercury retrograde, because you're already fuzzy, right? It can actually put you in alignment in some aspects. It's not as broken as we try to make it out to be. But and they say don't date or don't take a new job during retrograde. But if you have an interview and they offer it to you, you take the job, right? You just realize that the sometimes our universes actually work in reverse, like mine, where I get more stuff done during a retrograde than other times. It's really weird. Is Mercury retrograde in your birth chart? That's a really good question. I will check that. Was I born? I don't think I checked. Actually, I did check that once, and I was not born on a Mercury retrograde. But I don't know if my Mercury is in retrograde in my chart. That's a really good question because then, yeah, it would actually propel me forward versus, and it doesn't like a retrograde is going to bring you backwards per se. Although I will state this: a five, four, three, four out of the last seven, no, three, four. Four times, four. Out of the last seven retrogrades, eight retrogrades, I've had phone itself. Like I lost my cell phone once. I had to get a new one. I broke my screen, then and I broke another screen, and then yeah, and so we've had, and then I left a phone at so like it's all during retrogrades, right? I left one at the convention center in Denver. So favor yeah, to the phone, right? But yeah. And what's your pattern? Everybody generally that's I mean, we all have some sort of pattern that happens during retrograde as well. So keep in mind whatever your pattern is during a Mercury retrograde, it still could come in. But this, yes, Witchy, I asked about what do I do next. They show me that they're always right. I always thank them and tell them so. All right. Speaking of them, not sure exactly what time I was born. 1 through 3 a.m. 10:35 is what's on my birth certificate. 10:33 is my parents' state. But so I use 10:35, but it doesn't. The 2 minutes doesn't make a huge difference in the same location. But supposed to change the world. We're all supposed to change. You know how you change the world because you're the only one in the world, right? Think about that a second. You change it by changing your universe, and you change the world because it's your world, right? I was born on a full moon in Mercury retrograde. Have always felt different, outcast of sorts. Oh wow, being on a full moon, wow, being on a born on a full moon. I wonder if what now that's a good question. What does being born under a full moon do versus being born like under a crescent moon or a waxing versus waning moon? Interesting energy thoughts there. Bonnie Binsky, beautiful soul. If you missed Bonnie's post there, check out Bonnie's channel as well. Real colored beach blanket Bonnie and beach blanket Bonnie, da-na-na-na, beach blanket Bonnie. But yeah, so she's doing. She did good donning from the beach the other day, so to speak, and beautiful when there is no water around here, right? And what water is here is actually starting to dry up, right? Like I could show you a couple of dry lake beds, but yeah, it was a beautiful. Thank you. Grateful to chill by the water with Bonnie for a moment of peace and tranquility, because yeah, exactly. But I was sleeping till the end of Truth Wave. BBB, Beach Blanket Bonnie. Exactly. Beach Blanket Bonnie. Da-na-na-na, Beach Blanket Bonnie. Yeah, no, we're not playing Beach Blanket Bingo, and that's not the name of the game, right? But exactly. Welcome to the old school channel where we don't quote anything new, right? Nothing's modern here. We're all just old school. We're just jamming out from the 60s, early 60s, because right? There's no Annette Funicello here, unfortunately. But all right, guys, let's bring in our guides, angels, and the like as we beep beep beep. There we go. As we generally, I set the phone here. As we generally do in the dawning here, it's at least a good idea to recognize who's hanging with us, right, and who's not. And so, if you want to join me here, it doesn't take much, just a recognition. You don't have to say names or anything else, but if you want to, you can. You can make this however you want. Which what we got there? New York Deb. Some things children of any age should not know, and because I know you will, I was conceived on mom's birthday. Oh wow, favor. We'll go back. Look, Bunny. No notifications. I'm going Going to the lake today. How awesome is that? You hope you're feeling refreshed. Yeah, favor. Cheers. But yeah, so let's call in our guides, our angels, and the family that we work with, and kind of take it from there. And yeah, we'll do some breathing. All right, so we call in all of our guides. We call in our primary guides, so Ron for myself. We call in our angels, our direct angels that we work with. We call in the archangels that we work with. You can say their names if you want. You don't have to. We call in the ascended masters that work with us as well. We call in the ancestors that work with us. We call in our cryptids and animal family and animal guides and whatnot that work with us as well. And we call in all other ancestors, angels, energies, and the like that have been working with us that are full of love and peace. We invite them in to work with us today in joy and helpfulness. Of course, we ask for protection from Goddess Isis, and she's granted us a light pyramid of protection to carry to cover us for today and daily. So we accept that. If you want to accept that, you have to state that. The universe, they will not give you, Isis is stating she will not give you the light protection without you asking. So if you want the light protection, then just say, Isis, I appreciate that. I'll take the light protection. And really, we call in everyone who's awesome in our family. We call in our tribe. So we go out today, we step out, not alone, we step out with our gang, right? And we say gratefully, hallelujah, thank you. Right, we never step out alone. I mean, you can think you are, but you're not. But even in the house, right? But if you step out of the house, you are, once you acknowledge, then you have it's like a roving gang with you, right? You are not walking alone. You have all that energy with you. And if you choose to accept it or not, that's up to you. But they're there with you. Yeah, so having respect and letting them know that you're there, right? Calling in, there you go. Calling, if you work with Archangel Michael, which I do to an extent, it's more Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain. But yeah. All right, so let's do some breathing as well as we do here. And we're going to release our nervous system as we do every day. And I'm hoping that you do this at the minimum 3 times a day. I will do this when I'm breaking energies or clearing energies, which we're going to do tomorrow. We're clear for the week. When I'm clearing energies, I will also, in lieu of clearing energy, sometimes I will just do the breath, right? And it works just as well. Releasing the nervous system and kind of throwing all of it away because I'm throwing out the trash. So I'm throwing it all out. I'm using the trauma and taking the trauma out and throwing out Helene, beautiful soul. All right. So if you want to join me, 3 breaths. First breath is we breathe in, hold it 5 seconds, breathe out 5 seconds. We imagine ourselves throwing out our trauma, releasing, removing, throwing away, dumping, sending it to the toilet, whatever you want, your trauma. Second one, we're in a happy Gilmore place. Third one, whatever your happy place is, mine is Maho Beach. Third is, of course, standing in safety, right? You are safe. And everything looks good up in your noggin. There we go. Bunny, 15 minutes, so not bad. I'm detoxing to die for a few days. Okay, Sandra, makes sense. Could y'all give me a hint as to what I can call you? Cool. All right, guys, here we go. If you want to join me here. And again, it's always recommended to do this 3 times a day. So morning, late afternoon, and evening, night, when you pretty go to bed. Or in the evening when you wind down. And releasing the nervous system. So here we go. Breathe in. Hold it for 5 seconds. And as you breathe out, release your trauma. All right, breathe in. As you breathe out, imagine yourself in your happy place. And third, breathe in. And as you breathe out, allow yourself to be safe. there you go. Hopefully, for myself, yeah, it works. I'm relaxed, right? So I don't know about you, but for me and your results, everybody's results are different, right? But for me, exactly, drop shoulder. It works. It's true. It's crazy, but I don't know. It just works, so I do it. I'm not as stressed throughout the day, and I don't hold things so tight anymore. And when I met that many, but things when things come across, I'm not so quick to react. And it's just move more and more and more, right? More positive, right? But yeah, so hopefully you are doing so as well. Real quick, we're going to work with the I am, and then we'll do a channeling as well. And these are all things that, if I'm not doing good donning, I generally do anyways. But nice parasympathetic kicks in. Exactly. And generally speaking, you go from feeling taut, like inside yourself. I do. Like, not like I'm all wound up, but you kind of get the idea. To like, that. Flop. It's like that body flop, right? I don't know. It works. I learned to observe, not absorb. A lot of us can grateful that you can. A lot of us don't still absorb. We the empathy, empath, right? So instead of just feeling and walking into a room and feeling it, we absorb that energy, and then yeah. I mean, how many of us? And it took didn't realize or realized finally, right? How long? A lot of us do this, especially empaths, right? We carry the whole weight of the world on our shoulders. It's like not only do we want to heal our own universe, but then we feel that the world is so screwed up, and we want to heal the world, right? And we can't heal the world, and then we keep right. So it's a matter of healing ourselves. But but yeah, and so as we heal the world, since we're the only one in the world, right? When you think about this a second, it's kind of hard to think, comprehend. But I'm just you, you're just me. But so you just project me, and I'm just projecting you. It's all mirrored. It's a mirrored universe, right? And so if you heal yourself, then the projection that comes back is going to be more healed, right? Generally, what you'll find in your projected universe then will be more healed. I go from super shallow breathing to actually breathing. Cool. We're a hard, grateful guys. Our heavenly angel teams don't need names to help us. Absolutely not. They know who we know. They know we know, and they know who we are, right? So they don't. We don't need names. We just need us to focus the energy that hey, we appreciate them, right? And that they come in. Which I forget to breathe sometimes. I'm so stuck in myself. That's a good point. Instead of focusing on anything else, you're not doing anything if you just focus on breathing, right? So if you're making breakfast and you want to make breakfast and you're scrambling eggs, somebody says to you, "What are you doing?" If you're just focusing on your breath, that's all you're doing, right? Everything else is just coming behind. Focus on the breath and let everything else work behind you. I'm noticing for myself, if I'm performing a task, instead of performing that task, I'm really just breathing. The task comes a lot easier because I'm just cruising right through it. I know Lindsay, good dawning, beautiful soul. I know I have many. We do tons of energy protecting us. I mean, we have to allow for it to protect us. But yeah. All right, so let's do a channeling and see who comes through here. Bear with me. We're gonna channel, and then we will work with the Smoky Joe's Cafe here, Smoky Quartz. Vacuum sucks some energies up here. Anything that is sitting on the surface that we want to clear up, we will send to the Smoky Quartz. But favor, guys. All right, be in the body, not in the noodle brain. I love it. LOL. Absolute. All right, here we go. White Buffalo Calf Woman here. Grateful to traveling with you today. We are going to talk about spring. How spring is springing up in your universe. And yes, while you are standing in a Mercury retrograde, do not allow those energies to spring into your universe as spring is springing into your universe as well, right? White Buffalo Calf Woman wants you to understand, right? That the Mercury retrograde is really only there for you to get into your frame, right? To see where you are out of frame. The Mercury retrograde, well, the energies may be a little more goofy, right? So to speak, are you goofy? No, probably not, right? So White Buffalo Calf Woman wants you to understand that when you are standing in a Mercury retrograde, as you are today, right? realize that unless you are trying to create something, your universe is not going to go backwards. What we are asking during retrograde, right, is for you to be more conscious of your decisions and actions because the universal field is a little more fuzzy. There's nothing more to it, right? You think Mercury looking like it's moving backwards in the sky is actually going to ruin your life? No. Your thoughts about Mercury retrograde ruining your life are what ruins your life. White Buffalo Calf Woman wants you to understand that if you are standing outside in a sunny day, but you say it is a crappy day, it will not matter how sunny, how warm, and how beautiful it is. For you, the day will be crappy. The energy will suck, right? And it may be sunny and no blue sky, sunny, eagles flying overhead, 75 warm degrees Fahrenheit, of course, right? In peace in yourself, right? For somebody else, they might see that as a crappy day because they are in bad energies. What we are asking for you to find is that balance, right? Do not allow what is going on inside your universe to ruin your day. What we are asking for, what White Buffalo Calf Woman is for you to find balance within yourself. The Mercury retrograde is only as retrograde, so to speak, as you allow yourself to retrograde inside yourself. If your energies, your mind, your thoughts are retrograding, going backwards within you, right? That is the question we are asking of you. Are you creating that? Are you allowing that energy to flow in on the retrograde? Or are you standing strong as you are source, right? Are you grounding your feet? Are you staying and soaring like an eagle? Or are you grounded are you on the ground like a pigeon? Are you flying high to look for your food? Are you flying high to look for your universe? Are you squatting on the ground, taking what is being thrown at you like a pigeon? During the retrograde, do not pigeon your energies, right? Do not see yourself as small, accepting the scraps of the universe. The energies in the field are there that if you were to release yourself into the retrograde, you could fall, right? That is the idea, right? So, and to an extent, is that if you are not standing strong in yourself, you will find your energy slipping, right? But if you are standing strong with your feet firmly planted on the ground, grounded, realizing that you are just as equal as the eagle flying as high as possible, the hawk, or even the blue jay flying at 5 feet from the ground, right? Flying right past your face. If you realize you are that strong, then the retrograde does not run you over, right? You are only retrograding in your own self when you allow the retrograde to do so. There may be glitches and things that happen. We are in a greater source field, right? And the energies of the source field are a little bit wonky during a retrograde. Mother Gaia does not shift, though. White Buffalo Calf Woman wants you to understand that your feet on the ground are the same feet that are on the ground during a retrograde, are the same energies from Mother Gaia as they would be if there is no retrograde. When you are putting your feet to Mother Gaia does not have a retrograde energy. You are not going to feel worse if you hug a tree today than you would 3 months from now when you are not in retrograde. You will feel the same love from that tree. You will feel the same healing from that tree. And you will feel the same peace inside yourself from that tree, whether you are in retrograde or not. What we are getting at here is part of the retrograde is what you are retrograding inside your mind. It's not retrograding on the planet, right? When you go out to look at the moon tonight, right, and you are standing there grounded and you are centering yourself on the moon energies, right? Does the moon send back retrograde energies? All of a sudden, are you going to see a glitch, right? No. Are you going to fall over because you are looking at the moon during a retrograde? Absolutely not, unless you are standing on a hill and have no real grounding, right? So what we are getting at is the retrograde may happen to your phone, right? Favor. Or it may happen when you turn the televised vision, right, on, and it doesn't come on for a moment. Or when you have a skip on your record, right? Your technology may retrograde because you are all expecting it to in the greater source field during a Mercury retrograde, right? So that's why you are experiencing that. If you decided that a Mercury retrograde, and this is a grand part of your grand source field that you are all creating by telling lies to yourself and what have you, right? So if you all got together and said, Mercury retrogrades are great for electronics, and decided that as a whole species, right? Instead of taking the Mercury retrograde is crazy, right? Mercury retrograde, then you would shift that energies, right? Because you are bigger than anything else, right? You are the one energy of all. You are creating the toroidal field that you are standing on. When we were hungry, we did not stand around complaining that the buffalo were not there, right? No, we got together, we prayed, we ginned up, we collected our energies as one. We made a larger conglomeratory energy than each individual person, right? So we came together as a tribe and visualized the buffalo coming through, seeing the tracks on the land, feeling the vibration in the ground. And what did we usually get? Days later, we would see the buffalo because we had an expectation that they would show up because we allowed them to show up in our field. We created the energy, just like doing a rain dance, right? You are the grand collective, so you create the retrograde experience as a collective that you choose, right? And your beliefs. So if you are as a believing that the retrograde, and generally as a collective, this is the energies that seem to be coming from the collective. We are not going to pin energies on a collective, but this is what we gather, right? Is that the collective feels that Mercury retrogrades are negative and will have bad effects on your electronics and your communication skills, right? And that you should not ever date. You may meet the love of your life, but if you met them during retrograde, you need to leave them on the dust, right? Leave them sitting on the street corner while you are driving down past them. That is silly. How many of you knew about Mercury retrograde 25 years ago? None of you, most likely, right? You only learned about this because you woke up to a greater source field, to a bigger energy, right? But you woke up to the energy that the source field is created for Mercury retrograde, not that you chose to create. Keep this all in mind, right? When you are waking up to energies, White Buffalo Catwoman wants you to see a larger picture here, that when you are waking up to energies on this planet, you are not only waking up to what you are feeling, but you are waking up to the grand energy, that the collective energies, right? So when you woke up and learned about Mercury retrograde, sure, you found a video or three and you were like, what is this Mercury retrograde? As you are learning astronomy or astrology, right? As the planets align or disalign in your universe, right? So as you are standing there dealing with astrology, and learning about your south node and your north node and what's not, and whether these are real or not, again, all of this is interpretation, right? To an extent. So when you are standing in that energy and you are watching videos and you are watching this channel or that channel and they're explaining Mercury retrograde, right? You are getting it from one person's point of view, but everybody's point of view generally is going to be skewed towards the greater field's point of view, that the Mercury retrograde, right, is going to ruin your electronics. And you best be careful. And just don't talk to your spouse for a month, right? And be careful driving and all of the crazy, right? It's not like that at all, right? Have you noticed? How many of you are divorced because of Mercury retrograde? None of you, most likely, right? How many of you are getting fist fights, right? How many of you woke up this morning and couldn't find the words to speak, right? None of you, right? We are carrying these energies that we are being told, right? So you are being told that Mercury retrograde should be bad. So you are expecting the experience of your Mercury retrograde to be what? To be bad. Most of you would say to your channel here, do not go on a job interview during a retrograde, right? Or do not accept a new job. When your universe aligns, it aligns. And if you are going to play those games with yourself, then you're going to miss out on many opportunities. So for those of you who are looking for work, for example, if you are getting a job on Mercury retrograde, just make sure you are more aligned. That is it. The energies are a little wonky. But if you stand strong in yourself and this is aligned and it feels right, and you are in the right space, what do? Especially if you are not employed. You take the job. Why would you not? Right? Because it fell on some calendar date where maybe Mercury looks like it's going backwards in the sky. How's that going to? None of it, right? Let it go. Stand in your frame. We watched the sky, right? We had to watch the sky because we needed to know the seasons were coming, right? We did not have the September, October, November calendars in front of us, right? We did not know that it was the solstice because you have satellites and tracking and all of this, right? We could balance an egg but you can too, right? But are you in understanding, right? During the equinox, right? Are you in understanding, though, where you live and what is really going on in your universe? When the retrograde is coming in, don't retrograde in your mind, right? See our universe moving forward nonetheless. Otherwise, your universe will retrograde because you're going to join the conglomeratory energies. We were looking for the buffalo, as we stated before. We did our gatherings together. We held hands. We trusted, and we let the buffalo come in. And guess what? They did, right? There was never a time where the buffalo never came in, right? Now it would be impossible for the buffalo to come in because you have destroyed them, right? They are no longer available unless you go to maybe Ted Turner's Crazy Farm, right? But nonetheless, on your planet, you take these things so seriously that you will. Some people will not leave the house. Some people will shut off their this and that, and some people will not go on Facebook and Instagram. Well, we recommend that anyways. But you get the idea, right? They shut down their universe. They retrograde their universe to avoid the Mercury retrograde, and so they are in the Mercury retrograde in a deeper manner than they understand. Let me repeat that. A lot of people will stop communicating, will kind of hide out, right? And if you are doing so, then you have retrograded your universe to hide out from the retrograde, right? So who is one? The retrograde. What we are asking for you to do, what Buffalo Calf Woman is asking for you to do today, to start your retrograde is to go ground, even if there is snow, right? Or what you are calling snow, right? Because you have so much plastic in your atmosphere at this point, you are raining pellets of plastic, right? Not snow. It is a combination of water and plastic, as you have seen in your internet. But nonetheless, don't put your bare feet on it, right? That's gross. Don't put your hands in it either if you can avoid it. But if you have no snow on your ground, right? Go ground. Put your feet on the ground for a moment and stand with Mother Gaia. Mother Gaia is not in retrograde. She's not spinning backwards. She's not going to give you negative energies. Mother Gaia is going to give you the love that she is always giving you, right? She is going to give you the wonderful blue sky. Unless they are retrograding your skies. Mother Gaia is going to give you the beautiful warm sun, unless they are dimming it, right? Mother Gaia, which they are trying to do in some places, right? They're wanting to do so. White Buffalo Calf Woman wants to state one quick item here. And you do realize, right, without sun on your planet, you do realize the darkness that could occur, right? Why in the White Buffalo Calf Woman is not understanding why you would want to dim the sun, like in the UK, where there is already dim sun, right? Where you're already getting less sunlight because they're generally cloudy based on their location with the jet stream and everything on planet Earth, right? It is not that they are born under a bad sign or anything. It's just where they are located that the jet streams and such give them more cloudiness, right? They get less sunlight already than most places on planet Earth, but yet they're going to dim their sun by upwards of 60%, right? And so they're going to get even less sunlight. Why would you allow for that on your planet? Why would you allow for your governments who say that they love you, right? Who say that they are going to dim your light, take away your sunshine, right? Steal your sunshine, right? That is insane. But you are allowing for it. Why are you not protesting? This is when protesting would come in fashion, right? Where you would stand together. And the only way to do so, we're not talking about blowing up buildings and tearing things down. We're talking about going into the streets and saying, you will not take my light, but we are allowing for these things, and do realize they're going to have grand effects on your planet, right? If your governments actually can get away with taking away 40 to 60% of your sunlight, good luck eating your food, watching the animals die and the trees shrivel up, and the oxygen levels drop on your planet as you begin to start to die off, right? You understand, right, that if they continued to do that, and did that for many days, right? Many days, where they are dimming the sun by 60%, do realize the depression would set in, the amount of crime would rise, right? The amount of animals just seeing dead, right? The birds would stop migrating, the trees might stop foliating properly, right? You may not get pollen anymore, pollinators would stop, right? And these are things that they are looking to do on your planet. So if you are sitting in the retrograde energy worrying about that, we're not asking you to worry about anything. What we are asking you to do is see the bigger picture, right? Do not allow the retrograde energy to retrograde you, and do not allow them to retrograde your sunlight, right? There are things that are happening on this planet that Mother Gaia cannot tolerate. And there are things on this planet that White Buffalo Calf Woman cannot tolerate either. And taking away the sunshine is the last straw, right? They have not yet charged you for oxygen, but when you walk outside your front door and have to deposit money into the meter to breathe, right? That's what we are. But of course, if they are taking away our sunlight, you will not have any carbon dioxide to create oxygen in the first place. And so you will not be breathing very long. So keep all that in mind. That is the real retrograde on your planet. It is not the Mercury looking that is moving backwards. So what? Move your universe forward. Don't fall into the grand trap of the greater source field that thinks that Mercury retrograde is going to ruin your universe. No. Stand strong. What the real deal is, right? Is your governments doing things to take your sunlight away, to steal your sunshine. That's what you all need to combine and worry about, right? We're not saying to worry, but to combine your energies to remove from this planet. If you want to stand here and worry about the retrograde when you are seeing other things happening on this planet, right? You have lists that are going out and nobody is getting in trouble. You have all kinds of things, right? We had a crime in our community, right? The chief would call everybody together, the entire tribe, and put the person in the center, and they would discuss it with them. It's not like we would just banish them or kill them or anything else. We would put them in the center of the circle. And everybody would ask them what is going on, and why you, and what you, and who you, and how dare you, right? But we would speak with them in a human manner, and we would see that, right? Put your governments in the center of the circle. You stand around them, right? That's what we are asking for. Dimming your sunlight, we're going to have more of that, but nonetheless, don't let yourself be retrograded by the energies in the greater source field. Do not turn down opportunities at this time either. Turning down opportunities during a retrograde is a slap in your universe's face because things are divinely timed, right? If you are thinking that you are supposed to do X, Y, and Z, and these things are coming in during a retrograde and you turn them down, then you are turning down divine timing. Are you understanding? And if you are not, favor to you. Releasing transmission. Oh, all right. White Buffalo calf woman there coming through and asking you to not retrograde with the energies, but if you're going to deal with anything, go deal with the solar dimming that's about to occur on this planet instead. There we go. But grateful. Thank you, energy. White Buffalo calf woman. Fire. I saw weather get really bad in North Carolina from 2021. No planes to many. Exactly. And that's a whole nother channeling White Buffalo calf woman. And she could jump on it right now, but she's saying she's channeled enough. But that's a whole nother deal that she's going to scream about one day. It kind of ties into the solar dimming, but yeah. Communication can get screwed up during Mercury effects. Absolutely, what she's saying is, though, the reason why communication, Sandra, is that we believe, part of it is, yeah, that is correct. But we also, as a greater source field, this is White Buffalo calf woman is coming through kind of. She's like, the greater source field believes that it screws up communication to the point where it screws up communication. If you step back from that and state to yourself that my communication is crystal clear and I'm not going to abide by that, I'm taking myself out of that source field energy and stand in my own energy. You may have to think before you speak, but you will just be just as clear as you would be today as you were like 3 weeks ago when we were at we weren't even in the shadow period for retrograde. There we go. So, yeah, it's the source field and the retrograde does this, and we were trained with that, right? So we watch the videos, and the videos all say, Mercury retrograde, it's holy hell, and you're going to have to, and you're going through, and it'll cause. And we go, okay, as we're learning, right? So we take all that in, and we lock it in as that's a Mercury retrograde, and we carry that into the next retrograde, into our retrogrades. That this is what I learned, so this is what a retrograde is, and this is what I got to get prepared for. And that's what the source field learns, right? And so we combine all that energy. It doesn't work. There we go. All right, we may have a guest somebody come flying down here. But there's somebody upstairs who's going to be leaving in just a brief moment. But yeah, we got through most of the show here. All right, so hi-ho, live on YouTube. But there we go. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, so let's go ahead and close out here. And we will take it from there. There we go. Carmen's daughter leaving for the day. And I'm grateful. All right, so from your end and mine, we're going to use we'll get ready to close out here. We're going to use the quartz, smoky quartz. I live with the dark one, so I'm beaming light back at him, even though I'm a bit off today. Favor. No matter how off you are, you're probably, if you're dealing with the dark energy, I mean, we can all be, we're all, nobody's generally, are you ever perfectly on? Let's be real, no, right? We hold ourselves to such high, like, I'm off, but were you on? I mean, perfectly, no. And so it doesn't matter. This is where you're at. And I love it. Yes, angling ourselves with the source field. Yeah, we have to stay out of that. When the source field is going, oh, it's retrograde and it's going to be holy hell and everything's falling apart. It's our job to back out of the source field. Not to just go, no, I'm not, I don't buy that. I'm not standing in that. I'm going to be all right. Yay, 43 to 45, depending on source and bluish sky. Awesome. Shower, shopping, and looking at a frozen lake today. Awesome. My husband, we work towards the divine. We are the divine. We work for the divine as the divine walking around. So the divine experiences, we're agents of the divine. Think of it this way. What do you do for a living? Well, I walk around on planet Earth so that you can realize that it exists. Whatever I choose is what source experiences, right? And I'm an agent of sorts, right? My husband isn't dark. He just doesn't know what light. Most people don't know what light is. Most people have. Could you imagine this for a second? We get relief because we know the light, right? So think of this. So as goofy as it sounds, I mean, there's so many people that are always 100% stuck in that loop. Think about this. We know we're source. Eventually, we know that the loop ends, right? And like right now, we have tools like releasing our nervous system, right, through breath. There's thousands, millions, tons of people who do not understand and can't do that because they're not there, and so they're just always in that tensive state, that pensive or tension built state, right? Your hubby, we're all light, but until you can realize it, you're going to carry that trauma as your, the heavy energy, your primary energy for 42, 44 years, 43 years, 44 years. I walked around as this is for myself in that heavy traumatic energy. That was who I was. Everything felt heavy. Everything was always heavy. There was never a moment, no peace, no chilling in the car, listening to music, feeling source blowing through me. None of it. And so, yeah, our job is to support and consider the broken place that they're at. Exactly. And our job is to be the light for them. That's the hard part about being phase one, and as we are. I mean, there was phase like one half with like Abraham Hicks and crew, like back in the day, where we had individuals, right? Alan Watts and whatnot, who would come up and show up. Napoleon Hill's probably one, who would show up in the field as that energy, but we didn't have a grouping, right? Now we have, there's thousands of us, right? 2%, 1.5%, 2% of the population is phase one. And so us as phase one, it's our job, and that's the hard part, is to be the example. We have to be the walking energetic example of who what ascension is. So yeah, so for those of you who have dark family members or family members who aren't, it's technically our job, I mean, to be that light to them, for them to see, hey, wait, what's going on with these people? Something's shifting here, and exactly sounds witchy. Witchy, and everyone sharing all your light everywhere. Sandra, that is why he knows I am okay with it. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. Sandra, sounds familiar, Debs. And my sister. I'm by my sister down the Jersey Shore watching her critters. May have to trek favor. If you trek over the ocean, then feel free to send us another video. I'd be grateful at the Jersey Shore. So, is anything open down at the Jersey? Is it all closed? Like the pizza joints and all the boardwalk stuff? I'm gonna be closed, but yeah, what happens to the Jersey Shore in the winter? Like all open. It's never closed, right? Um, there's something happening here. Something happening here? What it is, ain't exactly clear. There's a man over there with a sign. Got to be stop. What's that sound? Hey, everybody, look, what's going down? Uh, thank, yeah, Clara. That's yeah. Thankful for music. Thank you. Same here. I could just call this the Claire Audience channel, right? Claire Audio channel, because that's me. That's most of you, a lot of you guys. Welcome to Claire Audience, and where everything comes through in music. New Jersey got dumped on. I thought. You know what? As I'm kind of semi out of the loop on news, I didn't actually watch much of the weather to find out what happened with the snow. But favor, guys. All right, so cheers. Let's do the vacuum suck with the quartz, and then we will close out with a quick group huggy wuggy. Here we go. All right, with your permission, and only with your permission will we do so. So if you don't want to, then that's understandable. But whew. And thank you, White Buffalo Caliph Woman. I'm going to try an experiment today. If it works, you'll see it on the channel. If it doesn't, say la vie. Right? That's just the way it goes. That's right. They say. but we will give it a try. So if you see it, you'll know, and it'll be like, wow, that's kind of different. And if it works, then we will try to do so on the daily. And I'm not going to say anything per se, but if it does actually work, I will be more shocked than anything. But if it does, because generally my laptop likes to thermal out when I do anything video. Thermaling means that I overheat the processor, the two processors in my old laptop, and so it shuts down the thermal core in the processor gets hot, and it triggers the laptop to. And processing video can do that. To the quartz, yourself, I am throw your retrograde into the quartz, right? Let the quartz eat the retrograde energy because we don't need it. We got things to do, right? I know I do. I don't know about you. And generally speaking, as goofy as it sounds, my universe moves forward on retrogrades. I don't know why, but it does. And by saying that, I'm just matching the energy. Does yours? Can yours? It is your energy that does the Josh. Yes, Jersey got dumped on. My arms are mending from shoveling. Sis took off for Florida last Friday just in time. Ooh, favor. Um, Whew. On the boardwalk, down by the sun, under the boardwalk. You'll be having some fun. All right. So we're gonna dump all this that we feel from Mercury retrograde into this quartz. Our Mercury retrogrades to what? Be awesome. Just keep in mind, it's not us as well. We have to do with others. So they're all still stuck in the retrograde, but as long as we know. The beach in my video is South Carolina, though. Lots of dolphins. Nice. I love the dolphins are one of my spirit animals. But the dolphins are a lot of people's spirit animals, though. Let's be honest. I mean, how many kids, as a kid, how many dolphin pictures and whatnot? You dove with the dolphins? Oh, how awesome. I'd love to do that at some point. But I feel bad for the dolphin that's in captivity that has to go through that, though. All right, so we're going to pull out the Mercury retrograde energies here and throw them away. And tomorrow we will clear energies and set intentions for the week. And not sure when, but I'm thinking Saturday. Most likely I will go live with cards and oracle and live channeling for one-on-one. So Saturday at this point, most likely Saturday early afternoon or evening, we will go live. I don't know. I'll post it. All right, let's seal this off. One more quick. All right, any retrograde energies you have that you want to release, send them into the quartz. Good communication, I'm releasing bad communication. I'm releasing any negative technology lock or any negative anything during retrograde and sending it into the quartz. Throwing it away. All right, let's seal this off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sealed with love. All right, guys. We'll close out here with a hug day group. Thank you for sharing, everyone. Healing love. Thank you, all of you guys. I'm grateful. Yeah, so if right now we're taking things one day at a time, but hopefully in the not too distant future here, we will see a shift. And that'll mean a shift in the time for good dawning, too. So, but you get it. But yeah, we are working to eminently move forward here. And thanks for sharing, everyone. Stay safe and protected. You are protected. You are the protection you're looking for. Let's close out with the group hug. Left arm up to the shoulder, on the shoulder, to the shoulder, on the shoulder of the person to your left. Good job. Right arm up to the shoulder to the person to your right. And as I sit here, she did a good job on that goatee. That's where I was. You didn't see good dawning 2 days ago. I had to get this goatee cleaned up. And just realizing, now that I'm like finally really shaved and stuff, she did a good job. All right. So yeah, and I may have found a new place to go get a haircut when needed as well. For 37 bucks, you get 2 drinks with your haircut too. So you can either get a mixed drink and a beer, or 2 mixed drinks or 2 beers. It's crazy. They have a full bar, and you get a drink, 2 drinks with. But I don't care about the drinks. It's just did a decent job on my face. Weird, but all right. Left arm up to the person to your left. Right arm up to the person to your right. And we take our heart chakra, our love, out of our left hand. We're going to send it around the circle through each and every one of us. So take that love out of your left hand and send it around to each and every one of us. So we send that love through each and every one of us out of our left hand there. And it goes around clockwise, spins up faster and faster like the particles in a large hadron collider, right? Which gratefully is going to be shut down for a good 7, 8 years. Hopefully maybe that will repair the Mandela effect, right? As it spins around faster and faster and faster, our hearts combine in like the atoms in the collider in the one big heart. And as that heart spins, then we take our one big heart as our big family, right? As that family heart. Each and every one of us, feeling that love from all of us as one love. And we take our one love and connect it to the greater source field, the love in the greater source field, like reverse tornado. Chink. And we see everybody in the greater source field in love and peace. And we see everybody here in love and peace as well. And we see everybody going out into the universe today, realizing the Mother Gaia does not retrograde. That if you are feeling the retrograde energies, it is our job then to what? To ground on Mother Gaia, to hug a tree, to find ourselves wrapped up in the nature itself. Nature will never retrograde, never shift its energy, and never let us down. It's also our job to realize through our realize that are we playing in the energies of the greater source field in this retrograde, or can we stand strong and realize that whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, Mercury looking like it's moving backwards in the sky is not going to stop you from getting a job if you have an interview. It's not going to destroy your relationship if you meet a brand new person that turns out to be your spouse. It doesn't mean anything of the sort. It doesn't mean that you shut down your universe. It means that you just take extra steps to realize that the greater source field in general is acting in a little murkier space, and that it's your job to clear your energy and stand strong in your space and realize, again, through your realize, not your traumatized eyes and your traumatized energies, what you say, your actions, what they do, and how they affect others. During retrograde, it's just easier in the greater source field to lose track of all that. It's your job to stand stronger in that. Don't let the greater source field, and we do not let the greater source field run us over. We do not stop living, and we do not stop propelling ourselves forward. We see everybody on planet Earth, of course, moving them energies of retrograde in stride and speaking with more clarity, more alacrity, doing things with more clarity, and of course, more strength in their energies. We see by the guy with no X's or O's in her skies, and of course, no forever chemicals or plastics in her, no plastics in her soils and waters. Favor to that, or in her snow, right? If you're seeing what's coming around, the analytics on YouTube there of the snow. So favor to all that, and may you go out today strong, clear, concise, without allowing the greater source field's views of the retrograde to retrograde your thoughts. With that, we say hallelujah. So it is, and so it shall be. All right, there we go, guys. Standing strong. My empty water bottle popping must have weird barometric pressure today. Ooh, that's weird. But my home will seriously need some attention. That will be April. I haven't left. You haven't left New York in 3 years. Ooh, favored. There's a whole world out there outside of New York, and some would say the whole world is completely different than New York too. Thanks for replaying this. You're welcome. All right, guys. Ride, Captain, ride on your mystery ship. Be afraid. Well, that might have trip. All right, guys. I will see you. Hopefully, see you all today. Today is Thursday. Who is live and not Mesmerax. Today at 3 or 5, however you look at 5 o'clock East Coast, or 3 o'clock my time, Teresa, Wounds to Wisdom will be live. Tonight, again, it's pinned right there. So that's the channel. So if you are not subscribed to Brother Thomas, please do so. And 9 o'clock East Coast, 8 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Mountain, and 6 o'clock East Coast is Brother Thomas's birthday celebration. Join us. If you want to send him a gift, you can do so through his Amazon link there. There are some inexpensive decks that he's got in there. And yeah, just celebrating a cool cat, right? Exactly. So I will see you all tonight at Brother Thomas's celebration. Hopefully I'll see you at the Teresa Wounds to Wisdom if you want to show there as well. Wounds to Wisdom with Teresa. There you go. And yeah, otherwise, guys, don't let the retrograde... don't let him get you there with the retrograde, right? You create everything in your universe, including retrograde energy or not. Think about that. All right, guys. I love you. Love you, Bonnie. Stay warm in the Jersey snow there. And if you get to the beach, well, that would be weird. There's like snow on the beach. Um, yeah, and if you get a chance, is it real snow or is it the plastic snow, right? Apparently, there's so much plastic now floating around on this planet, including in the upper atmosphere, that the snow is merging with plastic. Right. So somebody did a analysis on snow, and it came out to be strontium, aluminum, strontium, barium, lithium, and plastic. Love you. See you all tomorrow in the next favor. Love you guys.